Hello, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for joining us so early. We also have some fabulous folks out early with us, especially the amazing Jaycee Gaspar is up bright and early to join us. Welcome, Lydia, Jaycee, and Tasnim.
Hey,
everyone.
We were so excited to bring you an exclusive interview because, of course, we have our in-person event coming up in September 14th in Syracuse. We are so excited. These are going to be the instructors for that day. So we thought it would be exciting that if you had any questions about the upcoming event, that you would be able to ask the instructors those questions. And of course, we have questions for them too, just in case you have a burning question and you're scared to ask. It happens. So we wanted to let you know, if you do sign up for this event, we do not ship the kits to you. You get to Syracuse, you come to the event, and it's there. So that's great. You don't have to cram it into your suitcase, which is wonderful. And it's so beautifully boxed, and you open it and the excitement. I did it last year at the lemonade party, and it's something special to open it there. It's like a super fun vibe. So thanks to the folks at Altenew for doing that and giving us that super cool, fun feeling there. So that's the exciting part, is that it will be waiting for you. You don't have to worry about bringing it as well. What should you bring with you if you're coming to the event? So although you have this kit, you may want to bring your stamp wheel, additional ink colors. If you love every color of the rainbow, maybe bring some additional ink colors, some blending brushes, detail scissors. If you go wild and love dimension, like I know some of us here do, some foam tape with you, extra cardstock. So little things like this. This is in Syracuse, New York. So this is the Altenew headquarters, is located in Syracuse, New York. We get that question a lot as well. So there's going to be an in-person event, and the leadership team will be there as well. So you get to interact and ask questions with the leadership team, not just Lydia and Tasnim from the leadership team. They will be your instructors, though, along with the amazing Jaycee Gaspar. And there is going to be a Facebook group for this, so we can get all excited and get super stoked. Because as this gets closer, like, I don't know, for you guys, does the excitement build as well for events like this as the date gets closer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see the team, our internal team. Before we did the lemon party, we still did the retreat every year. And since we're all virtual, we don't get to meet very often. So it's really nice to anticipate, hey, everyone's going to be in one place. And over the years, we have done meet and greets where people locally, where hours drive, would come. It wasn't the official workshop retreat, but it was still, we were surprised that people would still like to come and just say hi. And we had some open products that they get to try. And then since last year, we decided to host some actual classes and have a retreat kit and everything. So yeah, it's really fun, and I can't wait to do this again this year.
And Lydia, you're probably out of the three traveling the farthest. So how does the excitement build, or does the tension of traveling build?
You know me. There's always going to be a story of how I get to New York. Last time there wasn't. It was on the way back where we had trouble. But as soon as I'm there, that's when I'm going to get excited. I'm going to be excited beforehand. Then the week before, I'm going to really worry about the flight. And then when I'm there, I'm going to be fine again. But yeah, the girls will be there, and Jaycee as well. And I haven't actually met Jaycee, so that's going to be exciting. But yeah, I'm excited to go, and I will be more excited when I set foot in Syracuse.
And Jaycee, this is your first time to Syracuse for Altenew. How excited are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And Bridget, you're the only person I've met in person. So yeah, it'll be nice to meet Tasnim and the entire Altenew leadership team for the first time. After all these years, right? It's been many years at this point.
And it was so fun to meet Jaycee. It was, I mean, as fun as you think Jaycee is in a little box on a computer, he's even more fun in person. So it was so fun. It'll be so fun to see Jaycee again as well. So just in case somebody doesn't know, we'll start with Lydia this time. Lydia, what do you do at Altenew? Introduce yourself to the audience.
So I came on like 8 years ago as a creative ambassador, and it's a really good thing that I got a really out of the box name, because my roles have changed all the way through. At the minute, I am head of the video team, so all of the kind of cool videos that you see, apart from the DT tutorials, that's part of my team. And there's other things that I do. I do the live shows on Create and Craft. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I do. Live sessions. I work with Bridget a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, there's lots of things I do, and I really enjoy just playing with things.
Yes, that is the fun part of the job, isn't it? Getting to play with all the things. And speaking of playing with all the things, not only does she get to play with all the things, but she gets to design a lot of things. Our amazing President Tasnim. So Tasnim, what do you do at Altenew?
So I am the co-founder of Altenew, and I started out doing mostly everything from designing to, making cards and shipping the products. But now after many years, I mostly do I do the product development team. So it's a lot of designing and thinking about new products, testing new products, and yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff.
And Jaycee, what do you do?
Yeah, well, I started pretty quietly before April 2019 when I joined officially as part of the then video team, but now part of the full card design team. But yeah, I make video tutorials over on the YouTube channel for Altenew. Every second and fourth Sunday, you'll find my perfect pairing series where we use that month's new products and I pair it with some of your well-loved favorites.
Which I love because, right, the name Altenew, old and new. So it's like the definition of Altenew in your perfect pairings. It's fabulous. It's such an
I know, it's
amazing.
like we came up with that on purpose.
Almost. And since we're with Jaycee, I don't know if you guys have been really analyzing the photos that are on the website for this event. But you'll notice there are 2 designs in there that were designed by Jaycee. How does I know? Yeah, it's like, oh my God. How does it feel, Jaycee, to kind of have a vision and see it come into? You've seen pictures of the product at this point, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still don't know how to react to it, to be honest, because it's still so surreal. I've dreamt about it for a long time ever since I started card making. I'm like, well, what about these ideas? And then the Sweet Shoppe Party came up, and immediately all these themes came up. How to incorporate like edible illustrations into Altenew's, floral line. So how's this all gonna work? But yeah, it's still unreal. I can't believe I had the opportunity to do it, and I hope when I see you all at the retreat that you're just as excited as I am to see the illustrations, because yeah, it was my first time. I appreciate Tasnim and everybody on the like full graphic design team being so patient with me. But yeah, it's all drawn. I can't believe how long it takes to fully illustrate and realize an idea, but I don't know, it's still unreal.
they're beautiful. I mean, it was seeing that photo. I mean, everything in the kit is gorgeous, but it was just exciting to see your first designs come out as a crafter. It was just amazing to see, because it's like, I know him. I mean, we know everybody else too, but to see your first time designing something was just very exciting. So I think we're all very excited with you just for that experience that you're having. Lydia, what do you love most about, what's your most favorite thing about the kit that aligns with your kind of crafting style?
See, there are so many different things in here that we haven't yet played with it yet. So we're not sure what we're going to come up with, but I know that it's going to be really good. But I know there's going to be ink blending in there. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to make a bold background. We will see. We will see if I can manage to sneak that in. Everyone knows that I love fussy cutting as well. So please, like Bridget said before, bring those scissors, because I'm sure I'm going to have you cutting a lot when we get to play.
Some people are like, no.
Yes.
You are, though. I consider you the guru of fussy cutting, because your tips are fabulous. And even somebody that I call it cranky cutting, because I get cranky when I do it. I'm learning to do it, and I'm practicing it more. And the more you practice, of course, that old adage, you get better at it. Shocker. And so we can convert some cranky cutters into fussy cutters, maybe.
I hope so. I love it. I do.
Now, what are you most excited about in the kit, Tasnim?
I want to try. I'm excited about all of them because I'm really excited about Jaycee's new product. I can't wait to see how that goes. And this kit was like really fun to think about and design, like Sweet Shop. We were thinking about like candy, and everyone's talking about lollipops and cookies and chocolate and whatnot. So like, guys, we need to like calm down and decide what products are gonna go in this kit. So yeah, there's really fun elements here. There's like this amazing stencil set that does look cool candy background. And I designed a stencil set that it's a little different than what's been out there. It's like it has like two sets of designs where you can use them individually, like separately on their own, or you can layer them using the stencil parts that I asked them to save, like as a mask. So I don't think we have done that before with stencils. So I'm really excited to try that out. And a lot of times when I design something like a new concept, I'm also like a little worried, like if it's just actually going to work. Like digitally it works, but in when you actually have the product in your hands. So I'm hoping it will work. Most of the times it works. And so yeah, I'm really excited about trying the masking technique with the stencils, and I also designed a coordinating die set with it. So masking gives you like this one layer beautiful cards, but I also like layers, so I wanted to incorporate some die cuts with it. So I'm really excited to try those elements together. And they're actually like based on sugar cookies, which are like really cute and pretty. So I can't wait to try them.
That sounds amazing to have that. I love that stencil idea where I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere, where you can have that. We love the options, right? You can do it. You can leave it off. I mean, that's fab. That's very exciting. I'm very excited to see that one too. I didn't know, because you just see the picture, so you don't know. So you guys are finding out a little extra here today about what these things in the picture do. Speaking of the picture, I keep mentioning the picture. It's on our website, and the link is down below if you're watching on YouTube. And through 6/17, you can save $75. So make sure you do that. We want you to save money. We love it when you guys save money. So make sure by 6/17 you go ahead and sign up so that you can save the $75.
That's today.
Yes. So today is it to save that big amount. Sometimes later, sometimes there's another deal, but it's never as good as the first one. So you got to get that first deal. So which is very exciting. And Jaycee, so what's your favorite thing in the kit?
I mean, of course, it's got to be the thing that I designed. But there's the die set in there. Has the pretty nasturtium leaves coupled with the macarons. The concept of it was just, I don't know. It came to me as like a dinner plate that was like beautifully ornate, something that felt a little bit luxurious. So I'm excited to see like different ways that people embellish that set, you know, like putting
Yeah.
gold elements on top, sort of just like a macaron with that little gold leaf on top. But anyway, just like some ideas that I was thinking about with that set, and it's just one of the things I'm more excited about. But I'm more excited to meet everybody in person too. So
Yeah.
it's for me, it's not about the product. I'm just really anxious to be like, oh my gosh, it's Tasnim, oh my gosh, it's Lydia, and everybody else on the leadership team, just finally meeting you all for the first time. So I digress. Like,
I'm
yeah.
here too with Jaycee.
The event's just extra. It's like the chair. Well, since we're doing a sweet shop, it's the cherry on top of the ice cream
There you
is
go.
being able to craft with everybody, by getting to meet everybody. It is. It's amazing to meet everybody. And it's amazing the day of the event, how many folks you meet that have watched you for years. And they come up and they're like, that one card you made, you know, I love this card. And it's just very exciting. So it's a lot of fun to meet. I think that's the best part, is the people as well. And then you get to craft on top of it. I mean, you can't get any better than that. And I know some folks that came to the party last year as crafters, and they've made friends and they're coming back again this year. And I think that's the most exciting thing to me, is to see that friendships were born in the lemonade party and they're continuing for the sweet shop. So how exciting is that for our amazing customers? How do you guys attack a class where you're going to have all different levels of crafters? I'll go with Tasnim this time.
So I try to go as slowly as I can. Typically, I do fast crafting because I'm always making cards last minute, and I try to sometimes challenge myself. Can I make this card in 10 minutes? You know. And then, or sometimes, like, you know, it's like a challenge to myself, like, hey, this part will let you make a card really fast and easy. So I try to slow down, and a lot of times I ask in between, you know, are you guys with me? How's it going? You know, so we have chat. It's not just instructions following. We have chat in between, and a lot of times, you know, when I'm teaching, for example, we'll have the other leadership team members, Lydia, Jen, May, whoever's there, then going around helping people if they have questions. A lot of times, if I'm really into it, I'm not looking up, I didn't see someone raise their hand, so they'll let me know, hey, someone has a question, if they're able to help. So it's a really nice, friendly environment, and I love teaching. So yeah, it's always fun.
And Lydia, how do you cover all the bases from basic to advanced crafters in your classes?
See, I just, like Tasnim says, we try to go slow. Sometimes we do get excited and we go off on a tangent, which I never do. But I also try to give out lots of tips and techniques on the way. So even if we're not doing it that way, we will let you know that there's another way that you can do it, and there are options. Like if you do yoga, like we do. But there is always kind of different ways that you can do something. It's not necessarily the way that we're doing it. You can change something a little bit and get the same effect, maybe.
And Jaycee, how do you cover the gamut of crafting abilities in a class?
Yeah, sure. For me, you know, I'm pretty methodical, so I like to think of what exactly am I going to teach first. And the perk with this is, you know, since, you know, I got the opportunity to design some of these products, is I had like concepts in mind, like ink blending on die cuts, ink blending on stencils. So, you know, the techniques are all universal, but we're going to apply them in sort of intermediate and advanced ways based on how these products were designed to get, I don't know, something interesting, something whimsical, something that can be realistic. But yeah, like Lydia said, we have different options for different abilities. They're, you know, and it's so fun. I think it's going to be so fun anyway, regardless of your skill level.
And I think the great thing too is the Facebook group afterwards, like you were talking about before, Jaycee, seeing people add the metallic gold to the top, or seeing what these folks do when they get home and have their entire craft room at their disposal with these products. Like, it's going to be amazing at the event, having the products they have there. But when they are turned loose in their craft space, I can't wait to see what happens after the event as well, because the excitement is really going to continue when they have every ink color they own and every machine they own, and they can be turned loose with these supplies. So I think this is going to be fun for a very long time. It's not just one day that we're going to have a lot of fun and creativity. I think it's going to span quite a bit, which is very exciting. Now, do you guys have a favorite memory? I'll start with Jaycee this time, of an in-person event. Do you have a favorite memory?
Well, our first time was together over at Simon Says Create, and it was a lot, but it was so fun to meet everybody. And really, the most rewarding part and the most memorable part of doing these in-person events is finally meeting everybody. Um, and yeah, just having a little crafty chat. Some people, I mean, it inspired my latest perfect pairing, just seeing what inspires people. And some of that stuff really sticks with you. It stuck with me to see what people use or what people are inspired by, like Altenew's packaging. Like it's just wild concepts. I just would have never thought of that. And yeah, I mean, so much from Simon Says Create. I hope to make many more memories in the Sweet Shop release. I'm sure it's going to be a lot, but yeah, it's always just fun to meet people in person.
One of my favorite Jaycee ones is we were at Simon Says Create, and this beautiful woman was sitting and she was using the stamp wheel, and I think she was stamping that day. And Jaycee looks up and he goes, "Oh my gosh, there was an embossing folder right behind her that matched her shirt." Like
Oh, yeah.
literally matched her shirt. And JC's like, "Oh my gosh." And he went and he got it. And he's like, "This matches your shirt." And it did. I can't remember. Do you remember which one it was, JC? I can't remember.
What
Was it
month? So
the
if it was in May, then I think it was part of the May release. It was like a half embossing. It had like a half semicircular motif on it.
Yes.
I don't remember the
I
name
can't
anymore.
remember the name of it either, but it was the funniest thing because his eyes just got really big. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?" And he saw this and it matched the woman's shirt. So very exciting. So that's one of my favorite, most recent memories. Lydia, what's one of your favorite memories of an in-person event?
We actually answered some of these questions for some of the small videos that are going to come out. And mine was a Bridget hug. Because it'd been so long. We had met each other like constantly for weeks on a screen. And then it was like, oh, she's real. She doesn't just go around the box.
It was finally the squidge.
That was it. That was mine.
Yes, there was running and screaming for folks that didn't see the whole, because there was an Instagram reel last year of me like running at Lydia. And yeah. Tasnim, what's one of your favorite?
So like Lydia said, I also actually recorded myself, but there's so many memories. So I'm gonna talk about something else. I loved it last year when everyone came in and they were all wearing like yellow shirts to go with the theme. It was so cute. I was like, wow, next year we need to have shirts for Sweet Shop. So there might be a surprise for you guys. Oops, not saying anything else. But there's another thing. I remember another. We had we bring in like food and desserts for everyone, and there was this big cake and it had like the Sweet Shop. Sorry, not the Sweet Shop, the Lemon Party, and we wanted to like start cutting and serving, but then. Someone who was one of the attendees was standing nearby, like, "Why don't you guys cut it together?" I was like, "Okay." Then I started calling everyone Jen, Lydia, and we all like held hands. And then she actually took a video of it, and I was like really watching it. And then she said, in the video, she says, "Oh, it's like a wedding." And that was so cute. And then we just cut the cake, and then we started like cutting and serving. But that was a really cute moment, I remember.
Yeah, and I remember just handing it out to everyone. Like people like, "No, I don't want cake." "Yeah, you do."
Huge cake. It was delicious.
I remember at the end, Nabil's like, "Here, do you want a piece of cake?" And like people would be like, "No, I had one." He's like, "Take two." Like it was just leaving him for people on their
There was so much cake.
There was a lot of cake. It was delicious, but there was a lot of cake. If you go to an Altenew event, you will not only be amazed by the amazing people you'll meet, by the gorgeous products you will work with, but by the amount of food that is at any Altenew event. There's always a lot of food, so which is wonderful. And it's always delicious. They always pick the most delicious things. So we heard from JC. He's kind of leaning towards the ink blending a little bit. We've heard a couple cats come running out of the bag today. So if you were paying close attention, you heard the meows as the cat ran out of the bag today for a couple things. Lydia, what are you thinking? Are you thinking ink blending? I know the bold background, but like first thoughts, we know they may change, but
I don't know. I need to play. And then we can play again, and then play again, and play again. But yeah, there's going to be some really stuff, and we are going to have to kind of see what everyone else is doing because we don't want to all be doing the same thing. So
yeah. Now, did you, because Tasnim designed some of the products, so did you have like JC have a vision of this is kind of what I want to do with this, or are you once you get it in your hands, you'll kind of really focus in on?
So when I designed the products, I had a certain look and techniques in mind. Um, but I could change that up. I could do something else. So if someone else is doing that, I could do something different. And at one point, I want to do some watercoloring, and I kind of like thought back and not doing that, but I might go back and do that. So I'm not sure. I was mainly going to do some ink blending and die cutting. Um, but I always try to like incorporate something that you out of the box that you haven't thought about. And I feel like that's if you're like attending a class, you want to learn something new and different. So I always try to, think outside the box beyond what the product was designed for and other ways you can use it. So we'll see.
Last year's was amazing. There was watercolor last year, and it was a lot of fun to have. Like, you had all this excitement with the classes, but you also had that kind of soothing break in the middle, like, because we were all watercoloring, and it's the only time we're quiet, let's be honest. It's when we're all focusing on watercolor. So other than that, we're all very excited. But watercolor kind of brings down it's chill, it's a cool vibe. So yeah, watercolor is always a good one to go with. How do you guys keep the spark alive, so to speak? Like Lydia said, she's got to have a play with it before she decides, but there's so much product to play with. All three of you have so much product to play with. Let's start with Jaycee again this time. How do you keep that spark of crafting alive?
Yeah, I think being in that in-person retreat recently, like, helped clear my mind a little bit because it was getting a little tough. I'll be honest, like, it's not easy for me too. But I mean, yeah, just constantly finding new sources of inspiration for me. Of course, it's always going to be my garden. So when when things came up for designing the products, I had a lot of choices for color palettes and things that I saw in my own garden in the garden center. So yeah, it's always trying to find what inspires you, and for me, it's always going to be a little bit of greenery.
And if you don't follow Jaycee, his garden pictures are amazing on Instagram. So make sure you follow Jaycee's Instagram because his florals are, they would inspire anybody. They're so gorgeous. And once in a while, you get a cat picture, which is nice too. So, Tasnim, same question. How do you, and more so, because you and Lydia both design product. So we'll make it a two-part question for you guys. How do you keep the spark alive to design, and how do you keep the spark alive to create?
So we often meet, of course, as a team to discuss new products. And before we designing for particulars, we always have a mood board. So, that's inspiring images. And I love those meetings because we come up with this wild ideas sometimes. So how about a squirrel die, for example? Yeah, and then I'm always inspired to design new products, especially when I'm like thinking of something like this different and new to do. It's always fun to try it out. Just yesterday, I designed a different kind of frame, and it was really cool. So I'm still thinking about I haven't finished it, but incorporating elements that you can customize your frame in a different way, not just die cut it out. So yes, it's all exciting to design new products, and I love that part of my job, I guess. But in terms of crafting, seeing other people's work inspires me. I see someone made a beautiful card. I was like, oh, I want to make something like that. Actually, right now, as we were talking about the Sweet Shop and what we we're going to do, I was like, oh, I kind of feel like making a card right now. So talking about it and then seeing other people, what they're doing inspires me. And also when I finally see the product that I designed, I really want to try it out. For example, I just got the some of the dies that I designed for August, which is coming up in a couple months, and I can't wait to try this out. Because, as I said earlier, when you design something digitally, you have a certain thought about it, and you think it's going to work in a certain way. It's different when you actually do it physically. And a lot of times, I want to see oh, it actually can do this. Let me see if it actually worked. Yeah, so there's always something new and exciting to keep me going, I think.
That's good. That's because we want more product. We always want more beautiful products. So, and again, Lydia, you design as well. So how do you keep the design ideas alive and the crafty ideas alive?
So as Tasnim says, we do normally have a weekly meeting where we sit down and we talk about the designs that we're going to be coming up with 6 months down the line. So sometimes it's a little bit weird to be sat there in the middle of June. And actually, it's not even June. It's like March or April where we design the Christmas or the holiday stuff. So that's a little bit strange because normally we're sat in the wrong part of the year to be designing for. So I'm trying to tell you what makes it good for us, but I was just trying to say what makes it difficult. So I went the complete opposite way, but that's okay. But it does make things a little bit more interesting. And I love when we do get the new packages in, just opening them up inspires you to either create something or draw something. So the packaging, and also when you get to see what other people are making with it, that was not something that you intended it for.
Mhm.
That's the most exciting as well for me.
Yeah. And that's,
Lydia,
yeah.
I just want to say something about what you said about designing in different season. The other day, I was wearing this brown pants and then this nice maroon shirt. I was like looking in the mirror. I was like, oh, it's nice fall colors. I'm like, wait, but it's not fall right now. Because right now we are designing for fall, and then we have all these fall leaves and things, in our head, and I'm like in my mind, I'm like in fall right now. Then wait, it's spring, summer is coming up. Yeah,
It's not, we're not even in summer yet, really. I mean, we are, but well, no, not technically until what, Friday the 21st, it begins officially. It's the official start. So yeah, that's going to be a little confusing because I know some people that don't even put their Christmas decorations away till March. So, and then you're just designing Christmas in March or holiday in March. So yeah, that could be a tad confusing. Do you guys do anything to assist in the holiday? Because the holiday ones, right? That's some of people's favorite releases are the holiday. Wait, they're so excited for the holiday. Do you guys do anything to help you design for the holiday releases? Because it's not even, you're kind of at the point where you're like, no more holidays because we've had them, Do you guys do anything that helps with that?
I mean, for me, I think it's mostly looking at inspiration, and just being in that. As I said, I guess my mind just transforms. I thought I was in fall. So yeah, it's looking at inspiration, and that's how it helps me design mostly.
Because yeah, too. I mean, it must be like during the holiday season, you jot down ideas as well. Like, okay, these will be good in March. Like these, I'm in the spirit now, but these will be good next March. I'll be good. I'll have a list. I'm good to go. It is fun to get the designs though, because yeah, I've seen some stuff start coming through with that design, and it's like, but it's 100 degrees outside. Why am I thinking Christmas?
That's funny.
So we do have a fun game that we will tie up this amazing interview with you guys this morning. And actually, it's been upped. So it used to be you only got to take 5 things in your crafty bag. So you can only pick 5 things from your space. That's it. That's all you can have to make a project. So now we're going up to 7. We've done 7. So Jaycee looks very excited. So I'm going to head to Jaycee first. I don't know if he is or not, but you looked very excited. So what would be your 7 items you're going to take with you?
I'm just like looking. I had to look around me. That's what I was. I was like, well, I'm in the space. What would I immediately grab if there was a fire? Like all my cats, I would grab them, and then, but we'll count that as like 0. But number 1, the fine tip tweezers. Of course, let me get them. Hold on. Ink blending brushes. Number
Which
2,
ones? Okay, the minis. Okay.
Minis. That's right, minis. I'm loving the attachment for the stamp wheel. So, so great. The scoring tool, because how else are you going to make your card bases? What am I at? So that's 4.
That's 4. Yep.
Okay. I need my instant. Let me just reach around the computer. Sorry. Instant dimension foam tape. Oh, and here's my pink sticky mat. I mean, I guess that goes with the stamp wheel. So 6, 7, right?
Yeah. You're at 6. You have 1 more.
Jet black ink spray for splatter.
Those are traditional. I think if I picked some Jaycee supplies, those would be the ones I would think of as well, especially the pink mat.
Good job, Jaycee.
Everybody wants to buy Jaycee's mat. They're like, where did you get your pink mat? And he's like, it's just color. It's not. It's everybody thinks there's a pink version of the ultra sticky mat because they see Jaycee's. That's beautiful. And Lydia's working on it. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I also Jaycee and I had a conversation. Mine is pale pink. So, but I'm working on it. But Jaycee and I had a conversation at Create. We were both so scared to use our 9x12 because we're like, but it's so clear and so pretty. So we're just because our other ones are pink. So we're like, oh, we're scared to use it. So I told him I bought a backup. I can use it now. And yes, yours is still pristine and beautiful.
One time. I only used it one time. I'm afraid.
It's amazing, but we're scared to get color on it. So we're just gonna have to jump in, Jaycee, and remove the fear. So
yeah.
I'm gonna go to Tasnim next because Lydia looked a little scared when I asked this question. I saw the eyes start darting around the room a little bit. So I'll go to Tasnim next. What would be your 7 must-have supplies?
So is this to make a finished card?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, to make a
So I think I'm definitely gonna go for a stencil and ink blending. So I'm gonna grab my mini blending brush set, of course, and some stencils and inks and the sticky mat and some cardstock. And I keep both scored and panels, so I'll grab those cardstock and foam tape and scissors.
And I love that everybody's grabbing foam tape. That makes my heart happy. It makes my heart.
Now, I don't have a sentiment, but I think I'll write that down with it.
If you have a stencil set, no, some of our stencil sets have the sentiment. So if you grab a stencil set with the sentiment, you got a sentiment. See, these are my new passion. I'm obsessed with these. So I do love my minis, but now the micros have taken over my desk. Like I love the micros. So maybe Lydia will bring the micros with her. I'm hoping the micros get to go. Okay. So your smalls, yes. And look, they're organized and ready to go. All right. So
all the time. Yeah, definitely smalls because I'm controversial like that. Everyone loves the minis, and I'm like, nah, I'm sticking with my smalls. I'll take some of those. My sticky mat, which I am going to make pinker, and I think Tickled Pink will do that. Jaycee, I reckon Tickled Pink is the one. I don't know. I like one layer card, so maybe some masking tape so I can mask off edges when I'm doing my ink blending. A heat tool, embossing ink, and some embossing powder. Ooh. I reckon that would be quite fun because everyone else is taking the stencils. They'll already be there because I'm going to be with these people. So,
there you go.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm catching a lift with these people. So I'm not thinking I need to take everything. I'm thinking there's going to be stuff there. So
and Tasnim's got the card bases and panels.
Yeah, Tasnim's there. She's driving, so obviously she's going to have all of those bits. I don't need to take those. So I'm going to be okay.
And we have the smartest packer left answering. I never thought of that.
I don't need to take anything.
You were the first person to think of that out of this question so many times that we've asked it because we ask it at our retreats as well. So that's the first time. So Jaycee, you'll have to pack that one away and you can, piggyback off Lydia's. Be like, well, we're all going. So let's see.
Let's see what they're taking first. And then, because they're going to get more packaging than I am. I mean, not packaging, but storage space to pack stuff. Yeah. I remember in the last retreat, I was like, right, what do I take? And I was like, I'm sure Tasnim will have that. I'm sure Tasnim will have that. Worst case scenario, the warehouse is close by. So, I mean, if you need foam tape, there is foam tape there. Actually, at the retreat, I'd forgotten something. And I even asked Bridget last time.
Yes. And I had it.
So it was good.
It was just a pencil. It was nothing exciting. It was. But they did say to bring it, so I did. I actually followed the list, shockingly. Usually I forget something, but yes, it was amazing. And you guys, so this again, September 14th, it's going to be amazing. These are your 3 instructors we have here with us, the amazing Lydia, Jaycee, and Tasnim. Your kits are going to be held in Syracuse for you, so you don't need to worry about packing that. We talked a little bit earlier, packing some basic crafting supplies, especially scissors. If Lydia's on the scene, you need your fine blade scissors. But like tweezers are good as well. Oh, Jaycee's holding them up for us. Tweezers are always good as well. It wasn't on something I mentioned, but they're nice to do placement and stuff so your fingers aren't in the way. I feel like you get stuff straighter with those tweezers. Some foam tape, extra inks if you want more inks to blend with, but basic craft supplies, everything else will be there for you. And if you didn't catch all of the cats that were let out of the bag today, the little secrets that kind of slipped out, maybe you should watch again and see, because they were, I think the cat count was at 3. I think there were 3 secrets that were let out. One including a design Tasnim was talking about that may be coming. So that's very exciting. And yeah, so make sure you sign up today if you want to sign up, because you get a discount through the end of today, which is very exciting. And we're all excited. Go over on the website and look. You can see all the photos of the products we've been talking about today that were designed. And we can't wait to see all of you in Syracuse. Thank you guys for making time to come chat about the event today. We're all excited to see all of you again. It'll be so much fun. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much, Bridget.
Thank you. And we will see all of you hopefully in Syracuse on September 14th. But if not, we'll see you all very soon. And as always, from all of us at Altenew, thank you so much for allowing us to help you craft your life. We'll see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.